Good day, everybody. This is Michael Levitis from jurisq.com, a legal network where we invite different attorneys, different states and practice areas to educate the public on law in their towns, in their areas. And today we welcome a new attorney, Kevin Attkisson. Kevin, welcome to our network.
Thank you.
Kevin, you are a founder and managing partner of Attkisson Law Firm located in Dayton, Ohio, and you practice personal injury, and I understand personal injury only. So you're going to be educating our viewers and listeners on PI, personal injury and car accidents law in Ohio, in Dayton and surrounding areas. So I really thank you for your time, and let me properly introduce you. And the best way to introduce yourself is if you tell us, what is your how did you get started as an attorney? Tell us what motivated you to become one and why personal injury.
Well, I've been an attorney for going on 26 years now. All I've done for the entire 26 years is represent injury victims, personal injury law, but I like to think we represent injury victims against the insurance companies and corporations. We fight for our clients every day to make sure that they're fairly compensated. If you've been hurt due to the negligence of another, we are for you. And like I said, I've been doing it for 26 years. I started out at a personal injury law firm in Cincinnati, Ohio. So I've been doing it from the very beginning. I was actually, when I was still in law school as a law clerk, I started out at this law firm in Cincinnati. And then when I became an attorney, I started working there. And I worked there for a couple of years, and I got my feet wet and got into personal injury. And I've loved it ever since. And it's always good to find your true calling. And I do believe that representing injury victims is my true calling, and I've loved every minute of it. It's very satisfying to be able to help people and especially help them when they're in a difficult time in their lives. And we recognize that, and we make sure that we're understanding, and we do a good job for people. So I worked there for a couple of years, and I worked for a law firm here in the Dayton area, which is where I'm located right now. The Attkisson law firm is in Dayton, Ohio.
Right.
But I worked for another law firm here in Dayton for about 12 years. I was in the litigation department at that law firm. Mm-hmm. And that just means that I'm the guy, when you can't get your case resolved, I'm the guy who goes to court. Okay. And so I was in the litigation. I litigated thousands and thousands and thousands of personal injury cases all over the state of Ohio. And it also means that if the case doesn't still get resolved by litigating it, we go to trial. Okay. And that means a jury trial in front of a jury of your peers. And I've conducted personally almost 100 jury trials myself over the last 26 years. So there's a lot of lawyers who are not trial lawyers. We are trial lawyers. Okay.
That's very important. Yeah.
And I will tell you, the insurance companies know the lawyers who really are trial lawyers and the ones who aren't. And we are real trial lawyers, me and the other lawyers in the office. I'm the head of the office. It's called the Attkisson Law Firm. That's my name, Kevin Attkisson. And I founded this law firm in 2013, again, after working for that other firm in the litigation department for 12 years. I wanted to have my own law firm and to have my own standards, which are very high. So I started my own law firm in 2013. So we're almost 10 years with this law firm now. And there's other lawyers who work here. We have Jack Law, L-A-H. He is a litigation lawyer here in my office. He goes to court. I go to court. We also have Ron Maurer. Ron is a very experienced trial lawyer, and we have a newer associate. And so we've got 4 hardworking, top-notch personal injury lawyers here to represent injury victims. We're right here in Dayton, Ohio. We handle cases all over the state, but we're located in Dayton. We're most familiar with the courts here in Montgomery County and the surrounding counties.
Perfect.
Miami County, Greene County, Preble County, Dart County. To the south, we have Butler County, Warren County. We also go as far south as Cincinnati, which is about 50 miles south of us. But that's kind of our main area, the southwest area of Ohio. But we'll go all over the state. to make sure that we can do a good job for our clients.
Understood. Kevin, thanks so much for such a nice introduction. Let me ask you, you mentioned you practice law for over a quarter of the century, right?
Yes.
You've handled hundreds, if not thousands of cases. To this day, now, what still keeps you going? What still keeps you motivated to do the best you can for your clients and practice personal injury law?
Well, like I said, it's very satisfying to be able to help people. Okay. So we when people are calling us, they've got a big problem. They've been hurt. Somebody's caused a car wreck. They've fallen. They've been attacked by a dog, and they're hurt. They're incurring medical bills. They might be losing time from work. They're in pain. They're not living their normal lives, and they need help. Okay. And so it's very satisfying to be able to help them. Now, we obviously don't help them medically. We're not doctors. They have to see their doctors. They get better. But we take care of the fight to get them compensated, to get them back on track. And we fight the insurance companies. You know, we fight State Farm and Allstate and Progressive and Geico and you name it. We fight them all. And it's not easy. I will tell you, part of what keeps me motivated these days is that the insurance companies are worse than ever. Okay, they've been terrible for my entire career,
Really?
which means we have to fight them very hard. But I would say these days they are worse than ever. They try to rip people off. They're all about corporate profits and just they're just greedy. And so we have to work extra hard to make sure that we get them to pay a fair amount to our clients.
Yeah,
So
Kevin,
I'm very motivated by that.
Yeah, Kevin, you bring up a very good point. People think they pay their premiums and automatically, if they get hurt, an insurance company is just going to pay. But insurance companies are there not to pay, correct? And that's your job to make sure that they understand that they have to pay, or if not, you will go to court. It's very satisfying to hear that you are real litigation attorneys, because there are many attorneys out there that claim to be personal injury attorneys, but all they do is try to settle, and sometimes maybe below what is fair, and the other side, the insurance company, does not take them seriously. I think they take you seriously, right, Kevin?
Absolutely, positively. And you said before, it's like sometimes people think like, oh, I paid my premiums, or in the case where you get hurt by somebody else, they've paid their premiums. You expect their insurance company to pay off. No, that's not what they're about. They're very good at accepting premiums, but when it comes time to pay the claims, which is the other half of their business, exactly, they drag their feet. They don't want to accept that somebody is as hurt as we know they are. They want to claim that some bills are excessive and things like that. So we have to make sure that we keep the insurance companies honest. And again, you're right. There are lawyers out there who are personal injury lawyers who have literally never tried a case. Okay. And again, we have real trial lawyers in our office. We do try cases, and we've tried a lot of cases over the years. And we're not afraid to. If an insurance company makes an offer and me with my advice and my client decide that, look, this is not a fair amount, we don't want to settle, we don't want to accept that amount, we file a lawsuit, we take them to court, and we see it through. Now, most cases still get settled after you file a lawsuit, but before you get to trial. But we are equipped to take it all the way. We have the resources to back the cases, to make sure that everything is well investigated, and we're able to retain expert witnesses and be prepared for trial. And we will do that if necessary.
Kevin, I'm so glad that you joined our network, because you are a real asset to us, because you're actually spending your time sharing your experience in personal injury arena in Dayton, Ohio. So I really appreciate it. I also want to hear from you any recent successes, interesting stories, interesting wins, cases you want to share with us.
Well, sure. We win cases on a daily basis. Okay. And each one of those is a win for that particular client. Okay. And so look, I've got a personal philosophy that I am a believer in my clients. Okay. If I have a client that says, look, I've been in an accident and I got hurt, I believe them. I believe they deserve to be compensated. I believe that they deserve to have this insurance company take care of their medical bills and pay them. Okay. Now, having said that, there are obviously some cases and injuries are more extreme than another, okay? And that's just a fact. The way I look at cases, though, is that every case is important to that individual person, okay? If you've been hurt in an accident, and look, I don't want you to be hurt, but you know, some people get hurt worse than others. But if you've got a person who's not all that seriously hurt, it's still important to them, okay? And that's kind of what I instill in the lawyers who work with me, is that, look, we always have to remember that each one of these clients, we may have lots of cases that we're handling. The insurance company's got thousands and tens of thousands of cases that they're handling, and they don't think anything is important, okay? But we have to understand that this case, this person, it's important to them, okay? Be it a devastating injury, or an injury where you treat for a period of time and fully recover. You know, and that's what we like to see. We like to see clients who if you get into an accident, you get the appropriate medical treatment, and that treatment helps you get better, and you recover, and you're back to your pre-accident condition. Okay. We also know that there's a good number of people who get hurt, God forbid, worse than injury happens, but get hurt, go through a course of treatment, and I will tell you, that's not fun. If you're going through surgeries or physical therapy and all that, that's a big impact on your life too. Not just the pain you're going through, but everything you're having to experience.
Not to mention lost wages, right? People lose
lost
time
wages.
Work.
Absolutely. You're not being able to pay your bills and all that. But there's some people who don't get better. Okay, they reach they reach a point where they're about as good as they're going to get, and then they have to live with it for the rest of their life. Okay. And we need to make sure that we understand that is, we have a full understanding, and that kind of stuff, obviously it comes from the client. The client says, I'm still hurt, but you also need to have expert witnesses, doctors and surgeons to help us understand, and more importantly, help a jury understand that not only has this person been hurt and went through appropriate medical care, but they're going to be hurting tomorrow and the next day, and quite possibly for the rest of their lives. So we need to be able to make sure that we understand that, we can convey that to the insurance company so that they understand it. But in the end, if necessary, convey it to a jury so a jury understands it. Because again, not everybody gets better.
Kevin, I love the energy I'm getting from you. I can see that you are a seasoned litigator. You are very serious about recovering maximum possible compensation for your clients. And I definitely appreciate you sharing our knowledge. And in our next sessions, we're going to get into the personal injury 101 of practicing PI in Ohio. And in our next segment, we're going to talk about, do you even need a personal injury attorney in Ohio, or whether somebody can just go ahead and file a claim themselves and expect a paycheck? I expect not, but let's hear about it, okay? Kevin, thank you so much for your time. Everything we do here is educate. If anybody has any specific questions on their case, they want a second opinion, or they got into a car accident or another type of injury, not hesitate to call the phone number on the bottom of the screen. Kevin, is the first consultation free?
Absolutely, positively. Yep, we can have a consultation in the office. I can talk to you over the phone, whatever is easier for you. I could even come to your home or hospital.
Okay, perfect. Okay, thank you so much, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you. It's been great talking with you. Thanks.
Thanks.